Well, Western Springs in Auckland looks set to swap petrol and rubber for the cricket bat and ball as the Speedway announces it's moving on. There's long been controversy over the sport's current location in Western Springs, with some vocal neighbours complaining about the noise. After long fighting any move to move away, the Speedway's now agreed it's time to go. Tom Furley reports.
It's a raw thousands of spectators, competitors and neighbourhoods kilometres away know well. Graham Sandring has been competing at Western Springs for more than 30 years, including taking out 2 of his 4 national titles there. But after almost 90 years of racing, the sport's central Auckland home is set to move.
I've been there virtually all my life. My mother sold tickets on the gate when I was very, very young, and then I was obviously going there as a spectator to watch many, many years, and then took up racing there in the 1983-84 season. So I'd raced right up until probably 3 years ago. So I've got a life of Western Springs and a life of Speedway.
A standoff between regional facilities Auckland and Speedway over the future of the site has raged for years. However, today both sides, along with Auckland Council, signed a memorandum of understanding that they'll move to Colindale Motorsport Park in Wiri, near Auckland Airport. The Speedway's director Bill Buckley says the sport has outgrown the Speedway, which because of noise constraints can only race 12 nights a year and only until 10 p.m.
It'll be sadly missed when we move out of the Springs. I'll probably feel it more than a lot of the people that are protesting about not being there, but I just think that we have to look at the future. The Springs would need almost as much redevelopment to try and keep us there, and then we'd still have problems with getting more than 12 meetings a year.
The Speedway says the new facility will be world class, but won't be cheap. Mr Buckley says while it's early days, he expects it'll cost more than $20 million. The city's mayor, Phil Goff, says the decision is a win for Speedway's long-term future and a win for other possibilities for the space. The body overseeing and reviewing the region's facilities has earmarked Western Springs as a possible international cricket ground. Phil Goff says there is no budget set aside for that yet.
The world has been deciding that you can't have a rectangular stadium for rugby, for league and for soccer, and an oval stadium for cricket and get the best of both worlds. Sometimes you get the worst of each. So at a certain point, with the redevelopment of a new stadium, whether it be on Eden Park or in the city centre, a new stadium would be solely rectangular, and that means that at that point there would need to be a move by cricket.
Over the years, many locals have complained about the noise the Speedway creates, and that's led to more and more restrictions. However, nearby residents spoken to by RNZ say they're used to it, and it'll be a loss for the community. Nigel Gray's property overlooks the Speedway. He says when the cars are racing, he can still happily watch a movie in his lounge without having to turn the volume up. He says, if anything, the concerts and other big events have a greater effect on the community, and he's sad to see the Speedway go.
I'd have Speedway every day over cricket. I'm not against cricket. I've just seen, and we all have seen, the impact of cricket at Eden Park and the residents with road closures, parking restrictions, the volume of people, the noise. Look, you know, we're just going to move one problem to another area. We're going to take the issues we have at Eden Park, where there's insufficient infrastructure, to another area where it can't cope.
From here, the Auckland Council, regional facilities and Speedway promotions continue to work on the move, including discussing funding. It's hoped Speedway will begin at Colindale Park in 2020. This is Tom Furley.